Okay, so let's get started. So first things first, I am going to use just the edge control that I like to use to slick back my ponytail. This method is really good for the girls that don't know how to braid their hair. Typically, I'll braid my hair for a quick weave, but with this method, you can just slick it back into a low bun. I'm gonna take a scrunchie and obviously form my bun. After that, I'm gonna take 2 HD wig caps. This is really the game changer right here. Honestly, I didn't even know they made HD wig caps, but these are so crucial because you can actually see what you're doing. The traditional wig caps that I used to use, they're so dark, so it makes it really hard to see when it comes to laying your liquid caps and laying your tracks. So these are super crucial. And here's what everything looks like after applying or putting on only the first cap. Then I'm gonna go in with my Pump It Up Spritz spray and spray this on the first cap. Girl, don't ask me what this does. I just saw somebody do it on TikTok, so I said, let me try this method. And honestly, I really like it because I think it makes for a better hold when everything is all said and done. So I'm just going with the flow. I'm going with what I saw to do. Next, after using my Pump It Up, I'm going to put on the second wig cap, and then this is when I'm gonna go back in and cut the scrunchie from my bun. Now this part is optional. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to, but if you're gonna do this, just be extremely careful. You definitely do not want to accidentally cut your natural hair, so I'm just being really careful with this and cutting the scrunchie so that way my bun can be a bit more flatter and not super bulky feeling in the back. After cutting out the scrunchie, I'm going to go in with my blow dryer to make sure the spritz and everything is completely dry before moving on to the next step. It's really best to use a hooded dryer if you have one, but I don't have one, so I'm just making sure everything's dry with my blow dryer. Now for my liquid cap, I'm going to be using this Quick Dry by Red. This is my first time using this version and I honestly really liked it. I do feel like it dried a lot faster than the ones that I typically use. I'm gonna start applying this around the perimeter, avoiding the parts that I am leaving out, because once you get that in that part, it's hard to get out. You would essentially have to wash it out. So just be careful not to get it on your leave out, and you don't need a super thick layer. You just need enough to make sure everything is fully covered. And you can tell there is a nice barrier between the cap and my natural hair. As I mentioned, you don't need a super thick layer, but you do want to make sure you use enough to completely protect your natural hair. This is the most crucial step in making sure none of the hair glue gets on your natural hair. And here's what it looks like after applying the liquid cap. And then next I'm going to go in with my blow dryer again and make sure this is completely dry before moving on. The key is completely dry. If you move on and this liquid cap is not dry, baby, your tracks will not stick. They're gonna slide right out, okay? So you wanna make sure this is completely dry before moving on. Now it's time to cut off our excess cap, and if you follow those steps exactly, that is what's gonna keep this cap adhered to your head. It should not move once everything's completely dry. You should be able to just easily use your scissors and cut around the perimeter, cut off the excess. Now when it comes to cutting your leave out at the top, just be extra careful, because if you're not, you could potentially cut your natural hair, and that's not something we want. And here we have the most perfect foundation. This is what everything should look like if you follow all of my steps exactly. This glue is by the same brand as the liquid cap. I'm using this for the first time as well, and I feel like it really did the job, so I really like it. But also, I think all hair glue is hair glue at the end of the day. I think as long as you're making sure everything's dry once it's time to apply the tracks, then whatever glue you grab should work just fine. And after laying each track, I do like to go behind and use a little bit of heat from my blow dryer just to make sure everything is secure and sealed. Lastly, I want to mention before I just start laying my tracks is these were pre-cut. I used some hair that I had already had, so it was already cut from a previous quick weave. But when I do lay my tracks, just in case anybody's new here to my channel and to my videos, I do cut each track. I measure from perimeter to perimeter and cut each track before actually like laying them with the glue. my tracks are all laid, I did go through and press my hair out off camera just for the sake of time. Now I'm just gonna go through with my T3 curling iron and put some loose curls in the hair. I also cut the hair off camera, and I really wanted to show the cut on camera, but I am trying to figure out my new YouTube setup. I feel like I have been trying to figure out my setup for like the past 3 years. I think that like cameras and lighting and all that is just not really my thing, but I'm trying to figure it out. This setup was like way too close for what I was trying to do, but obviously I didn't realize that until it was time to edit and I could watch the clips back. But next time I'll be sure to get everything in frame, so just bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to get back into YouTube, get back into the swing of things. I know I've been absent for a very long time, but now this is my full-time job, so I have to get back on it, get back consistent. So just bear with me, y'all. Here's what the curls are giving: big, juicy, voluminous curls. My new favorite thing is using overnight blowouts. I feel like it just gives like such a beautiful, full, bouncy blowout look. So I'm gonna show you guys how I use my overnight blowout rods. Now, I just got these off of Amazon. Like, it's not a particular brand, it's not the top of the line brand. I just got some jumbo overnight blowout rods from Amazon, and I made sure that they had hooks on the end to easily secure them. But this is how I use mine. So when my hair's in the middle part, I do it in 3 sections. So the first section is gonna be my front pieces, and I'm gonna roll them forward and keep rolling as I'm tucking the hair underneath. And then I'm gonna take the ends of the rod and fold it backwards and clamp it backwards, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. And for the next section, the middle section, I am just gonna split the rest of the hair in half essentially and get it all combed out, all brushed out in uniform. Then I'm gonna take my blowout rod, the second blowout rod that I'm gonna use, and roll the hair forward. So I'm tucking the hair and rolling it forward at the same time, and then still clamping the ends of the rods towards the back. So then the very last section, I'm gonna roll underneath, tuck the hair, roll underneath, and then clamp the ends of the rod forward. Hopefully this all makes sense. Feel free to go back if you need to watch it to get a better idea. Then I'm just gonna go in with my Amika hairspray and then secure everything with a bonnet. Now, I feel like you get the best results when you sleep with this overnight. I can't remember if I slept with this overnight or if I just did it for the sake of the video, but we're gonna see how it turns out. Like I said, this is my favorite thing to do. Now, in order to get the curls that I'm about to show you, I do have to curl my hair at least once. So like, let's say this is a fresh quick weave, I'll curl my hair for the first time, and then every night after that I just use the overnight blowout rods. You don't have to keep curling your hair every night, but I do see some people say that they aren't able to achieve these type of curls, and it's probably because you're not curling your hair at all. Like, you're trying to just do this on straight hair, and I've never tried that, but I feel like logically it's better to at least curl your hair once and then just do the overnight blowout rods every night from that point. This is what it's giving after using the overnight blowout rods. I honestly don't think I will ever curl my hair and not use overnight blowout rods ever again. Like, I just think the end result is absolutely beautiful. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.